birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new day, it's a new
Well, here we are. Regular season in the books. And now we're playoff racing here in the Pinwhit Brewery Xfinity Series on Tuesday nights. I'm Eddie Smith. Thank you all for watching here on V-Speed. Got a great race tonight. Going to be incredible, I'm sure. I want to thank Lincoln Tech for their sponsorship of the Fall Series and Pinwhit Brewery for their sponsorship of this series. Let's talk a little bit about what we can expect tonight. Well, with playoff racing, let's bring up the grid, see where everybody's going to be. We talked a little bit about it on Goat Talk last night, but Patrick Rabbit, Jake Ellingson, Michael Kostick, Chris Sawyer, Daniel Cunningham, Chance Taylor, Mickey Island, Lance Ripka, Bobby Germain, Craig Bontrager, Travis Bieber, Johnny Cofield, and Tyler Justice are your round of 13. Only going to have 2 races in this round. We've got Bristol tonight and Auto Club next week. Only have a few opportunities to make those points up. Better have a good night tonight. You don't want to be on the outside looking in here early. You have to go to Auto Club. That's going to be a tough race to make it up for sure. Now, so far, looks like all the playoff drivers are in the race. They made it in, and so I don't think anybody will be missing out here tonight from what I can tell. So that's good. As far as who's going to make it, who knows? There's so many good drivers here. Bristol can be a wild one. Smaller fields, 20 cars here tonight, but if we can, you never know what can happen. It could be anybody's race, right finish strategy at the right time, and you find yourself locked into the round of 8. A win will lock you in, plus 3 bonus points. So winning here tonight can be really important. And let's take a look at who's going to start on the grid here tonight. Well, your Jam Pruning and Promotion Pole Award is going to go to Patrick Graving. 3 wins in a row for the 07 machine. He's looking for 4 tonight at Bristol. He's got Craig Bontrager, another playoff driver, right on the outside of him. Row number 2 is going to be Lance Ripka, Chance Taylor. 5th, 6th, going to be Jacob Ellingson, Michael Costick, all playoff drivers so far. Jeremiah Bowles, Daniel Cunningham, 7th and 8th. 9th and 10th, going to be Travis Beaver and Cameron Weisenberg. In 11th, Jeremiah Holt with Bobby Germain in 12th. In 13th, Johnny Cofield and Mickey Odson in the 14th spot. In 15th, Chris Sawyer and George Jewell. 17th, Tyler Justice with Chuck Phelps in 18th. 19th, Matt Knights with Doug Ellingson rounding out your field. Well, I mean, what can we say about Bristol that hasn't already been said before, but we're going to say it again, I guess. Bristol Motor Speedway, Bristol, Tennessee, the last great Coliseum, just an incredible track, and it continues to put on fantastic racing in real life. But on iRacing, I tell you, it's one of the better tracks on the service, and sure does make for some great racing on here. We've seen Bristol in real life kind of go back and forth, but here it's so much fun to be able to run the fence, to run the high line, and that's what these guys are likely going to be doing if they're going to be making passes. That outside line is going to be really, really strong, but as always, you need to save the tires down at the bottom. But look at that thing. There ain't much there. You're going to be all over each other all the time. As they get rolling here, we're going to take a look at your race analysis. 120 laps here tonight, 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. 4 tire sets available. 2 green-white checkered attempts, 50% fuel load, so they'll have to make a stop, and that'll tighten the car up just a little bit. Should be pretty interesting. I think that will add to the high-line dominance and, of course, fixed setup as always. Well, they are coming around. I think they'll go one more time around. We'll see. They will. So one more time around for these cars, and we'll go racing here at Bristol. I mean, this is a statement race. If you're going to kind of plant your flag as far as being a championship contender, now's the night. And I think, with Gravick starting out front, that is a great way to start this thing. Bontrager, Chance Taylor all have really good opportunities. Lance Ripka, a driver that I said might be in the Final Four, come to the end of this thing, all up front at the moment. But right now, it's all about taking care of your stuff. 120 laps will go by pretty quickly here at Bristol, but you do not want to go out early. There they go. Green flag is in the air. Here we are, racing in Bristol. Look how fast these cars look going around this track. Just a big old bowl to give you a big old hug. First lap in the book. Patrick Dravitt leads the way here early. As you can see, all kinds of racing. Some folks up against the wall. Lead is in Dravick's hands, but you got Chance Taylor and Craig Bontrager side by side for second place. You can see the outside line, how quickly it gets dominant. Watch on board. Watch the run that you get off the corner. Craig Bontrager falling back here early. I think that bottom line is really good on 100% fuel load, but I'm curious to see how it fares. As we got a wreck on the track. Jeremiah Mullen, somebody's hood's up. Who is that? The 33 of Tyler Justice hood flew up. and a lot of drivers involved. Jeremiah Mullins might have been where this started, but take a look at it real quick on the replay. He was side by side with the 32. Cameron Weisenberg. We'll see if it starts here right in front of him. Oh, yeah, just gets loose. Going into the corner on the bottom. 73 of Jeremiah Holt makes contact. Johnny Cofield makes contact. You can see Tyler Justice hood goes up for just a moment as everybody able to avoid it. But really, Jeremiah Holt got a big piece of that as we are under caution here early. Watch on board. You're going to see the 19 get loose right in front of him. Oh, and he's going to hit the barrels too. So a little twofer there for Jeremiah Holt. And you know, you kind of heard him gas up there as the 19 was spinning. So a miscalculation on where that car was going to go. So a few drivers now already on pit road. Fast repair, as you do have a couple meatballs out there that are going to have to either get towed or get the fast repair. It looks like most of them have been able to come down pit road under their own power. Like Jeremiah Holt, Doug Ellingson, Jeremiah Mullins, Johnny Cofield. Fast repair is used here on lap 7 of 120. Not the way you want it to go. That's exactly what you didn't want to happen. You know, Johnny Cofield, playoff driver, did not need to be involved in that. Tyler Justice also playoff driver. So a lot of folks there in the back probably weren't expecting to have issues, but luckily they have the fast repair. They'll be able to get back out there. Try to make up those positions, but no room for error from here on out. Drabick was able to get the lead and going to cruise around under caution here. These laps, I think, are going to click off pretty quickly. 120 laps at Bristol with 20 drivers. I think we'll see some green flag racing. That was early, you know, cold tires racing, entering on the bottom, just giving a little bit too much wheel and spun out. But I think once the tires definitely get up to temperature, especially here on this next run, it's definitely possible that we have a long green flag run here tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope we get to see it. Well, we are doubled up for the restart. Going to go green on lap 10. So I have 110 laps to go once they take green. Grab it. Going to pick the outside. That outside line is just going to be pretty stout here. Then what makes the inside line good is early on, you're able to save tire, run at the bottom. If the car can rotate. But when you take half the fuel load out, that tightens the car up and makes that inside line a little bit tougher to deal with. Green flag back out. Grab it, gets a good jump. Chance Taylor going to stay on the line. I thought he was going to try to slip up there and jump up in the high line, but he's probably going to do that right here. Chance Taylor going to stay on the bottom as he's trying to take the lead. Grabick holding on by a thread there on the outside line as Bontrager smacks the wall just a little bit, but Chance Taylor being aggressive here on this restart, and he's got to be. Oh, and you can see contact back here between Lance Rivka and Jacob Ellingson as they almost have big issues, and then Ellingson's going to get loose there. Grabick able to hold on, and Chance Taylor gets up into that high line now. Craig Bontrager down to the bottom. Chance Taylor, one of those drivers that in Go Talk just could not decide. We think he's a threat for sure. I mean, any one of us would have put him in our Final Four here in the Xfinity Series. He's been really good all season. And he's showing exactly why right now. Running in second, started in the position, and having a great night so far. But as the tires start to wear out, it's going to require more patience. A chance is going to drive down to the bottom, try to maybe find position on Dravic, but it's going to be tough to make that work. You're kind of hoping that Dravic makes a mistake, and a lot of times here at Bristol, it's really hard to pass. As caution is out, and Bobby Germain slow on the track. Another almost track blocker here. Ooh, Doug Ellingson comes in there. And, Chris Sawyer just, wow. Oh, and Jacob Ellingson. Jacob Ellingson involved in this one. A lot of issues early. And we've got a bunch of meatball flags. We've got Tyler Justice, playoff driver, Bobby Germain, Mickey Isaac, all playoff drivers, Chris Sawyer, Jacob Ellingson, all meatball flags are going to have to come in and get that fast repair. Wow. What a big wreck there. As you can see, already kind of started here with 27 of Jacob Ellingson. We saw him get loose a couple times, lift those rear tires up. And he's going to push it just a little bit hard. Right there, you see how loose he is? You cannot push the issue there. And you can see he's already superheated that right rear tire. Travis Bieber involved in that one as well. A bunch of playoff drivers. Mickey Isaac takes a pretty big hit there. And Chris Sawyer just never slowed down and just drove right into the back of everybody. Going more with him. They just could not see it. Oh, the 97 of Johnny Cofield also gets loose there. He's checking up here. Gets on the brake a little bit too hard, and I just didn't see Jacob Ellingson. Thought that he kind of blended in with the wall there and going to run into him. Yeah, you could barely see Ellingson, and I hate to say it, but you got to just slow down here. Right? Make it through that. Just not going to work. Well, even more fast repairs before lap 20. Holt, Mullins, Tyler Justice, Jacob Ellingson, Chris Sawyer, Mickey Isaac, Bobby Germain, Doug Ellingson, and Johnny Cofield. Cofield, I think, blew a motor after he slammed it into the inside wall, and he had to tow. And I think he'd already used his fast repair as well. So Johnny Cofield, who came in here a playoff driver, is now in big, big trouble. He's going to have to stay out there, get that damage fixed, get back out there and try to make up a couple more spots, because he's only going to have one race to make up the difference. That's the tough part about having 2 races per round, is you really don't get a chance to make a mistake or be a part of someone else's issue. That time, Cofield, while he was involved in that first incident, that was just him spinning himself out. So you can't blame others for that. So it's a bummer. You have to go out there and basically go out there. Oh, you pretty much have to win at Auto Club if you have a night like he's having right now. Tough deal for a lot of playoff drivers. Dravic, though, still out front, still feeling good. Chance Taylor, Michael Kostick, Greg Bontrager, Lance Ripka, all those drivers still in pretty good shape. Travis Bieber stayed on the track after that front end contact, did not come down pit road, take his fast repair, so lucky to stay out there and just let it ride. Green flag back out here on lap 21 as you cross over 100 laps to go for Bristol. Chance Taylor being aggressive on these restarts, trying to get around Dravic, has not been successful just yet. I don't think he can do it. I think you're always in danger when you fight hard on the bottom like this of either starting to get your right rear a little bit out of shape, but also you can see those cars starting to line up on the outside, and you can quickly go from battling from the lead to falling back to 5th position. He is going to slide up in front of Michael Kostick there. Pretty smart move there. He had to do it. on board Cossack. Started in the 6th position, already moved up to the 3rd spot. Right behind him is Cameron Weisenberg, who started back in 10th, is now running in 4th position, running that at Brandt's game. Justin Allgaier's Xfinity Series scheme, running the 32 instead of the 7, but he showed it off in Discord earlier. It was a good looking scheme for sure. So try to channel a little bit of that. I don't know, channel the last 30 laps, Justin Allgaier, not the whole race. But what a mess. I mean, we're all singing his praises today, but he was just a caution away from being one of the biggest chokes in history. And I know Justin is definitely relieved to have pulled that one out. Battle for the lead continues to rage on as they've kind of separated themselves from Michael Cossack here. On board with Chance Taylor. You can see what Chance is trying to do. He's trying to make up all the time on entry and through the middle by running a little bit lower than Pat. But Pat gains it all back on exit. That is the trick. You're just not going to make this pass. I hate to say it. I guess I should say it's possible. But you're really just waiting for Dravic to get up there and tag the wall. You know, that is a danger of just riding behind Patrick up on that outside line. Is if he gets to the wall, likely you get into him. So, you know, I don't hate this line from Chance Taylor. As long as there's no pressure out back. Currently, Cossack is about 4/10 back. It's fine for him to run bottom, middle, up, you know, up and top, no matter what. So I don't hate this at all. He's not going to be able to pull off the pass. Right now, it's just more of a tire saving thing. Run that bottom, middle line, try to save a little bit of extra tire. As we get a long run here, that right front on Patrick Dravic is going to start to really hurt. And that might open the door for Chance Taylor to make a move. And you can see they continue to pull away here. Tyler Justice back here. We saw the hood fly up on that 33 machine, but he currently is in the 10th position. Made up 7 spots where he started and is having a better race from here on out. I think he is down a faster pair, so he wants to be careful to not get into any more issues. But we're starting to feel that that long green flag run, I think, and this is a great opportunity for him to make up some points. He blinks out. That's not good. And if he can make up those points, like old Johnny Cofield, who has called it quits, who is right there on the bottom with Tyler Justice. Tyler, and I'm telling you what, he's really showed a lot of poise here at the end of these playoffs and now in the playoffs. You better be watching out for this 33. He seems to get better and better every single week. Up here, look at this cluster of drivers. See the 32 of Cameron Weisenberg going up there doing the little Bristol bounce. If you don't know what the Bristol bounce is, that's used to drive into the corner back in the day. I think they fixed it now. You see Jacob Ellingson getting a big run on the outside, and these guys just going to let him have it, it looks like. Ripka and Cunningham running the bottom, where Ellingson using that high line to try to make up some spots here after that incident. Now the road is kind of clogged up, really nowhere for him to go. But the Bristol bounce, you used to drive into the corner here, bounce it off the middle of the corner. It would actually turn the car back down the racetrack, and it would be the fastest way around the track. These days, I don't think you want to play with that. The wall kind of grabs you and may not let you go. But look at Ellingson driving like a madman up through the field. I think he is on fresher tires. I'm pretty sure he took tires there when he came down pit road, which may be the biggest difference. He is already making a move here for the 5th position. Move Ellingson into that 5th spot. It's about 2.5 seconds back from the leader. Currently, Michael Kostick is running a 15.667 last time by. Craig Bontrager was the fastest car on the track. This time, it is Michael Kostick who is slowly keeping these guys in his sights as they battle it out. You can see the battle still rages on for the lead. Chance Taylor seems like he might be a little bit faster than Dravic, just can't find a way around him. And I'm going to tell you, it is tough. It is tough to make this pass. Oh, it makes a little bit of contact there, but it's tough to make that pass. You want to go in there and just take the spot away from him, but it just doesn't work that way. Charge the corner, and all that does is burn your right front up more. So it's a dangerous game. In my eyes, you want to not charge the corner. You want to back up a little bit, get just as good a run as he's getting, and try to save that right front. But you can see Chance Taylor driving it deep into the corner. Dravic, knowing that it's going to be tough to pass him on the bottom, he is going to park it in that outside line and save his stuff. So I think Chance Taylor's really pushing it here. He might find himself in trouble as this run goes on. Their lap 50 now on their tires. This race is going by very, very quickly. As you can see, Michael Kostick and Craig Bontrager now joining this battle. Take a look at our driver cams here tonight. We got George Jewell, Mickey Isaac, Jake Ellingson, and Patrick Dravic. Always appreciate those views. George Jewell, Mickey Isaac, racing in the dark, it looks like. Keeping all the distractions out of the way. But look at this 4-car battle for the lead. This is going to be interesting. I think Kostick has done a really good job. So is Craig Bontrager. Where do they make these moves? Chance Taylor down to the inside. He's going to make contact. And Chance Taylor down to the inside wall. No caution. We stay green. Big mistake for the 14. And motor is gone. He's going to have tow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, that is not what you want to see if your Chance Taylor tried a little bit too hard, felt the pressure of those coming behind him, made a little bit of contact on the exit. And when you're on the exit of that corner, that is the worst time for the inside driver to make contact. Your car is so loose. You can see his car expired almost immediately. On board with him here. You need to watch this replay. We're still green, by the way. And he's just going to get loose as we're going to have to go back to the main race as Michael Kostick now is looking to take the lead away. Such a bummer for Chance Taylor. He is towing back on pit road, and Kostick able to make it happen to the inside. Dravic running that outside line has proved to be the wrong move. Been running it the whole time. And Kostick has been running that low line, and now as the tires start to wear, that right front is on fire, and Patrick Dravic going to lose not just one spot, but 3. Jake Ellingson up to that 3rd position. We don't know the fuel run. We don't know what these guys can do for fuel. They have 50% fuel. Not really sure what that's going to play out to. But Jake is on about 18-lap pressure tires after his accident. Had to take a fast repair and a set of tires. So he has got the freshest rubber. And he's the fastest man on the track. Waiting. Being patient with Craig Bontrager. He saw what happened to Chance Taylor. He does not want to do that. As you see how far Patrick Dravic has fallen since he lost the lead. Oh, contact in front. Ellingson makes contact with Craig Bontrager as he's trying to get around him. Patience has to win out here at Bristol. That is one thing you can't do. You can't push the issue. I've already seen that a couple times. Pushing the issue, trying to pass somebody on the bottom. It is frustrating, to say the least. So Jacob's going to have to find that patience. He wants to go up there and get to the front, but he may not be able to at the moment. He's going to have to wait it out and wait for Bontrager to make a mistake. As you see, Patrick Drabick continues to fall through the field. I wanted to see if maybe he was saving a little bit of fuel. Maybe there was a fuel strategy involved, but honestly, I just think he burned his stuff up. I think he has run that high line for so long that the guys that have been running that low line early on in this race are just making up the difference. See just how much Cunningham was able to get to the inside, drive from the entrance to the middle of the corner. Drabick just not able to get that thing turning. Let's go more and watch his steering wheel. See that tape going all the way over off the screen. He's turning it over to the left so much. He's really struggling to get the front to turn on entry into the middle. Once he gets on the gas on the high side, he really can get it going, but you can see how much wheel he's having to put into it. Let's go forward with Jake Ellingson and see the difference. The tape staying on the screen even as he's trying to turn down below the 49, so you can see the difference in the tires at the moment. Now, back to the inside of Craig Bontrager. Can he make this pass? Can he find that little bit of patience he needs? He's going to be the fastest car on the track. He's done a great job so far. He doesn't need to push it. And Craig gets into the wall, but the Bristol bounce. There it is. I thought Jake had it clear, but Jake should get him this time, though. Craig did a great run on the outside, and Ellingson, a slide job on the exit, take over that second spot. We'll see if he's got anything for Michael Kostick, who has come out swinging here at Bristol at number 4. Jack Daniels Chevy Camaro started back in the 6th position, saving those tires, and now finds himself out front, setting the pace across the line. He is the fastest car on the track by a whole 10. Cunningham crossed the line. He is about half a tenth slower than Kostick. So Kostick can continue to pull away, even with those a little bit older tires than Ellingson got behind him. Ellingson, I think, has been pushing a little bit harder than Kostick has been, and I think that's gonna show now. These guys right here in danger of going a lap down. A couple of your playoff drivers. Bobby Germain in that 42. You got Mickey Eisen in the 01. Right behind him, you can see Michael Kostick in the distance. Out of straightaway back, so these guys are in danger of losing a lap. Kostick right there, top of your screen. So Jermaine's going to have to make something happen here. It looks like Matt Knight's going to come down pit road. First pit stop, looks like of the green flag cycle. And we'll see if we can get that full cycle in. That would be really, really cool. And Jacob Ellingson going to give up the goods, come down pit road. This should be the final stop, I would say. And his teammate Patrick Drabick trying to make up a ton of distance as they're going to come down pit road as well. So the Goat Locker guys down on pit road. Multiple George Jewell, Matt Knights on pit road. And here comes Michael Kostick, the leader. Bontrager, Daniel Cunningham, Lance Ripka, Tyler Justice all stay out as we only have 40 laps to go in this race. I like these 120-lap Bristol races, and they fly right on by. Watch it as the 4 gets his 4 tires and fuel. And he exits pit road. We'll see where he blends in. He will be a lap down. Did not go 2 laps down. Both him, Ellingson, and Drabick stayed just 1 lap down. But this is a nervous moment. You know, if you're Bontrager, these guys right here, he's coming down pit road. Cunningham will stay out. I think if you're one of these drivers, you're hoping for a caution. It is possible, but you're giving up a lot of time. Look at Matt Knights here. Cunningham After 82 laps, it is time to come down pit road. They'll bring the 91 machine down on pit road, and Lance Ripken will stay out. 50% fuel, so that's why they're having to pit when they are. And right now, right on track, Michael Kostick will cycle around to the lead once everything is done, if we don't have a caution. Lance Ripken going to come down pit road now. 4 tires and fuel for him. Tyler Justice will lead a lap. These are important right here. Tyler Justice coming around, trying to lead a lap. He does get a bonus point for leading that lap. So important that he stays out here, gets that point. That could be huge to make it into the next round. Still waiting on Tyler Justice, Bobby Germain to make their stop. Here comes Tyler Justice now. Bobby Germain still out on track. Kostick, Ellingson, Rabbit, and Craig Bontrager have unlapped themselves, so they are back on the lead lap. No danger there. See Cameron Weisenberg right behind Bobby Germain here. He's going to quickly get around him. So is Daniel Cunningham. These guys just waiting on pins and needles. Bobby Germain came down around the same time that Ellingson did, so he can go probably another 12, 13 laps. So Cunningham and Cameron get around him quickly. That leaves Lance Ripken, Mickey Isaac, Tyler Justice, Chris Sawyer. 1 lap down here as Germain stays out on the track, trying to catch a caution. If he can catch a caution in the next 5 to 10 laps, he is going to be in great shape. Because I think everybody will have to come back down pit road. I think the tires have made a big difference. They're going to be 3 wide here. Oh my goodness, I didn't know if they were going to make it out of that as the 52 of Lance Ripken goes to the inside of Holt. And they bang doors just a little bit. Jeremiah Holt 3 laps down in that 73 after that contact earlier in that wreck. So all these drivers still in really good shape. Mickey Isaac like to get around Bobby Germain quickly, but Germain's going to have to give it up. Here he is coming down pit road. Brings the 42 down, 4 tires of fuel for him. Stays out, leads a few laps. Kostick will take the lead. And what great position he is in at the moment. Can save tires. He's got a 3.5 second lead over second place Ellingson. Ellingson, not the kind of chill driving that he would like, is you can see Ellingson has got Dravic and Bontrager all over the back bumper. Three-way battle for second, third, and fourth. Craig Bontrager's got the freshest tires out of this bunch. Ellingson going to get into the wall just a little bit. Ellingson has had a great drive after that spin, and he is back up to second position. Now, if I was the voice in the back of Ellingson's head, I'm not sure that I can catch Michael Kostick. But what I can do is drive too hard trying to catch him and have another accident, or if I burn my stuff up, Dravic and Bontrager start to get around me and me overdrive the car. Well, Ellingson just needs to have a good night. And if he finishes second, great. If he finishes fourth, also great. So Ellingson, right now, you see he's pushing the car pretty hard. He is gaining a little bit on Kostick, but he's really having to push the issue to try to make it happen. Want to be careful, not make a mistake here that's going to cost him a race where he's got to go to Auto Club and win it. So Dravic starting to put a little pressure on his teammate as Craig Bontrager just hangs around back in the back of these two, just waiting for somebody to make a mistake or hole to open up. Gets a big run off the top side. Now going to look down to the inside and almost make contact with the left rear. Somebody's sitting on the track. That's Matt Knight sitting backwards on the back straightaway. Gets the car turned around. No caution, and we stay green. as Matt Knights has gone around. Going to stay here. Well, we'll go back and see what happened to Matt. That was a scary moment to see him sitting sideways. Right in front of the leader, Michael Kostick. Sure what happened here. Kostick going to look down to the inside. Matt Knights going to get a little bit loose and whoa, very close for the 4. He spins it out. No caution though for the 64. Fresh car comes back out on track. The battle right now is for second place. Ellingson, Drabick, both on similar tires. Craig was up there battling, got a little bit loose, almost took out the 07. And you can see Craig out there really slide the rears on exit. Here's some sheet metal banging off the wall somewhere. I don't know who it is, but they have gotten this lead down to 3 seconds from 3.5. Just not enough. They're not going to have enough time, even if they get to Kostick. I mean, it's going to take 5+ laps to make it happen. And really, Magic Drabick putting a lot of pressure on the 27. See, Kostick's having to deal with a lot of lap traffic, so that's kind of slowing him down a little bit. Caution can change everything, but Michael Kostick looking good right now. Gets clear of that big group of lap traffic and now has a little bit of space before the next driver. We have 7 cars on the lead lap, blistering pace. These guys up front are running. Rabbit continues to put pressure as now Greg Bontrager has rejoined the battle, letting those rear tires cool off a little bit. Now he's going to go back after them. Looking down to the inside. See the run that the outside gets. Greg can go from 4th to 2nd in a corner if he does it right. But 10 laps to do it, and this lap traffic is going to make this little battle right here very, very interesting. Michael Kostick has re-extended that lead out to about 3.1 seconds. Without a caution, it's going to be really tough for these guys to do anything with it. There's not enough time. Now, what would this lap traffic do? This is not just any lap traffic. This is playoff racing lap traffic. Travis Bieber up against the wall. You got Cameron Weisenberg as well. Travis Bieber 4 laps down. Not a great playoff start for him, but they keep fighting. Oh, and Cameron gets a little bit loose down the front straightaway, but no issues as all 3 of these drivers get around him. Well, George Jewell has called it quits. He said Shasta in chat said he was having internet issues and did not want to ruin anybody's race. Decided to call it quits. He's looking. Craig Bontrager almost got to the outside on the front stretch. Now he's going to drive it in deep, get to that outside. And Drabick really just shuts the door on him. And Craig going to get into the wall. So Craig trying to sneak up there to the outside. The 07 not having it. More lap traffic as we have 5 laps to go. These are going to click off quickly. Watching this battle back here. As a 19 of Jeremiah Mullins. But he gets through just fine. So George Jewell, not a great night. Linking issues going to take him. He's going to finish in the 16th position. Going to really hurt his playoff chances. So far, George Jewell, Chance Taylor, Johnny Cofield out of this one. Terrible nights for those drivers. As here comes Craig Bontrager down to the inside. Can't quite clear the 07. The 07 with the run on the outside. 49 continues to push through the middle of the corner. Can't. He had it cleared, but I think smartly decided he was just going to wait one more corner, and Craig Von Traeger takes that third position. The '07 going to dive down to the inside, but I think those fresh tires of the 49 are just too much. White flag is out, though, for Michael Kostick. Final corner. Nobody even close. And he is going to punch his ticket to the next round. Michael Kostick wins here at Bristol with a great performance. First race in the playoffs. And boy, some of these guys just know when to show up, and doing it first round of the playoffs. He can go to Auto Club next week, not have to worry one bit. He's going to the round of 8. Congratulations to Kostick. Ellingson going to come home in second. Great recovery drive for him. And Craig Von Traeger comes home in third. A great drive by him as well. Some really good nights for playoff drivers and some really bad ones as well. So going to definitely shake up the point standings as we move on. Take a little break. We'll come back after these commercials. We'll talk to some of these drivers as Michael Kostick burns it down here on the front stretch.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
All right, we're back here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Good grief. I don't know what the heck happened there, but we are back here as Michael Kostick takes the checkered flag and locks himself into the next round of the playoffs. See where everybody else finished. Patrick Dravick started up front. Bell back to fourth. Daniel Cunningham takes over that fifth position. Lance Rivka comes home in sixth. Mick Yazik in seventh. And eighth, Tyler Justice. Chris Sawyer in ninth. 10th, Cameron Weisenberg. In 11th, Bobby Germain. Jeremiah Mullins in 12th. Travis Bieber in 13th. Matt Knights in 14th. Jeremiah Holt in 15th. George Jewell in 16th. Doug Ellingson in 17th. And some disappointments right here. Chance Taylor running up there in second. As an issue, goes out. Finishes 18th here tonight. 19th, go to Johnny Cofield with Chuck Phelps, I think, running race control here. Well, let's talk some of these drops. Start with your race winner, Michael Kostick, who takes victory here tonight at Bristol. Michael, what a great way to start the playoffs with a win. You move on to the next round immediately. How'd that car drive tonight?
It was good. It's a little jumpy at first, a little loose, especially for me in the middle. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was fun to drive. You kind of move around. It kind of felt the same top or bottom, so it didn't really seem to matter which lane you drove for speed. It might have been a little looser on exit on the low side, but yeah, I mean that was a fun race.
Yeah, man, that was really awesome to watch, and it seemed like for the first, I don't know, 50 laps or so, the tires were, just normal, and then all of a sudden they just fell off a cliff for some of those drivers, and you just kind of caught up and passed them and just drove right on. So I mean, did it seem like that where the tires just fell off a cliff at some point?
Um, yeah, I mean I felt like we were running low 15s for the better part of the run, and then all of a sudden I was hearing 16s, 15.8s. Um, but yeah, I kind of seen it trending long run there, so I kind of started working down the track. I know it's a little better on tires. Got usually have Cofield screaming in my ear to run the bottom, so yeah, just trying to be patient on the bottom, save the right front, keep the right rear under me, and hope it panned out.
Well, it did, and there you had the green flag stops. I mean, surprising to see green flag stops at Bristol, but happened tonight. Got down off on pit road, and some guys stayed out for a little bit there during that cycle. How nervous were you during that cycle? As those guys took a little bit before they came down pit road?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you pit under green at a short track, kind of just playing the dealer's hand there. Anything can happen. Just cross your fingers and hope that there's no caution. I will say that's the first time I ever had to pit under green at Bristol, though, so it's a nice change of pace to get a good long run here.
Yeah, yeah, it was awesome. So, great job by the whole field, but great job by you, Mike. That was an awesome race to watch, and so cool to see you kind of just immediately kind of plant your flag in the first round of the playoffs. I feel like this is the first round of the playoffs, always sort of a statement race. I know you don't really think like this, but when you come in, win the first race of the playoffs, does that mean anything to you? I mean, do you feel a certain way about it? Is it nice not to have to worry about Auto Club next week?
Uh, I mean, yeah, I like Auto Club, but I mean, it's just nice to win in Goat Locker, no matter what series it is, no matter what race it is. Competition's so tough. So, yeah, I mean, it felt like a while since Iowa, so it was good to get a win regardless.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, congratulations on getting that win. Pretty fantastic race. I mean, you dominated the second half for sure. Congratulations on that win. And as always, man, who do you have to thank?
Thank you and VSpeed for doing the broadcast. Lincoln Tech for sponsoring the fall series, Hidden Wit Brewery, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Alexander PC, SimMotion, Next Level Racing, obviously iRacing, and Above the Yellow Line, and all my teammates at Bandits.
All right, well, there you have it. Michael Kostick wins the first round of the playoffs here at Bristol. And we're going to bring in your second place finisher, and that is Jacob Ellingson. Jake, well, you had an eventful race, and, about early in the race, you got loose. You got the tires a little bit hot on the rears. It just came around on you. But hey, what I love to see and is that you kept your head in the game and you kept pushing, and then you were able to come home with a second place finish. What does that mean to you to have that issue, be able to fight back and come home in second?
Oh man, it was wild for sure. I mean, I honestly I couldn't even care less about my how my night went. I mean, Eddie, we had green flag stops at Bristol. Like, how better can you get for a race? I mean, it was just absolutely insane. But it's for my race itself. I mean, I had to pep talk myself after getting loose there and coming from the back. I mean, it was definitely a challenge, but one car, one lap at a time, and I thought I might have had something for Kostic, pitting a little bit early, hoping he was going to stay out a little bit. But I mean, he had one hell of a pit stop, and he came out another 2 seconds ahead of me, and he was just gone, lights out. So it was just a battle between me, Pat, and Craig, at the end, and it was just absolute fun. I couldn't be more ecstatic for this race.
Yeah, I mean, about the best kind of Bristol race you can ask for. So, man, congratulations on second place finish. That's going to set you up really nicely for Auto Club. You can go into Auto Club, and you don't have to push as hard. So, man, congratulations on that second place finish. As always, man, who do you have to thank?
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank Lincoln Tech for putting their name on the side of this number 27. and glad to get them yet another podium finish, and for them being the fall series sponsor. Hiddenwit Brewery for coming on for the Xfinity series. They've been a great partner for GLR, and hopefully more. We'll continue that partnership for next season. Cruising Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Veterans for Life Foundation, Veterans for Life Racing, InVets, Jam Printing and Promotions, McConey Setup Shop, V Speed, Nazareth 360, Indiana Department of Veterans Affairs, Alexander's PC, SimMotion, Next Level Racing, iRacing, and Above the Yellow Line. And last but not least, I can't thank my beautiful daughters and my amazing, gorgeous wife for allowing me to have the time to come out and have fun with you guys.
There you have it. Second place finisher, Jacob Ellingson, has a great recovery drive here tonight. Well, we get to talk to somebody new, and that is somebody I haven't talked to either in a while. It's been a while. Craig Bontrager, third place finish here tonight. First off, man, how do you feel after getting this podium finish?
Oh man, it's been too long, but I'm feeling pretty good. This is our best result of the season so far, and happens to be playoff race number one. I mean, I'll ride the bell curve, right?
There you go. I like it. Well, you had a couple scary moments, but it seemed like that car was fast early and often. The 50% fuel load definitely changes the way these cars handle just a little bit. But it seemed like you kind of run all over. Obviously, the high line super dominant, but you were able to be very, very patient at the end. But let's talk about the first part of the race. How did the first part of the race go for you? What were you trying to do? You started in second, kind of fell back as Chance Taylor gets around you, but hung around in the top three. Kind of what was your focus and your thought process going into the first part of the race?
Oh, keep it clean, stay up front. I knew I wanted to try to run the bottom to see if that would give me an edge on tire saving. The guys showed me later that the top line you could still save tires and be fast. So I kind of went down there, stayed down there. I was getting pinned down there, and I was just fine with easing it in and easing it off, and dropping back a couple spots, and then we had another caution shortly thereafter, and I got to line up on the outside and make some passes. So I was just trying to be patient. I knew just needed to be up front to be in a good position towards the end of the race, and that was the focus.
Yeah, green flag stops, which is so cool at a place like Bristol. You don't normally get to see that. You came out of the pit stops right behind Ellingson and Drabick, and you had a little bit fresher tires, so it means you could be a little bit more aggressive. And you I think at one point you slid the rears, almost lost the car, and had to let those things cool down a little bit. But once they did, boy, you came right back up through there and challenged Patrick Drabick and was able to get that pass done on the inside. How nervous were you when you slid those rears and almost lost it?
I mean, short of trembling, right? But I was definitely so grateful I didn't get into Drabic there. It was so that was my favorite part of the race, was being behind those guys and trying to find a way around them. I'm that it's just so hard to pass here, and then Drabic's kind of like dipping down to the bottom lane and not letting me have a run to try to get anywhere, and it was super challenging. But I knew I had some speed, so it was super grateful I didn't touch him, and then I was kind of surprised that I was able to reel him back in. Man, it was just a ton of fun.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a lot of fun out there. Well, man, congratulations on third place finish. That is really good in the playoffs. That's going to give you a lot of points and a lot of maybe cushion going into the next round at Auto Club. So, congratulations on that third place finish. And as always, man, who do you have to thank?
Oh, let's thank Lincoln Tech for sponsoring all this. Hidden Wit Brewery for sponsoring the Xfinity cars. They are so much fun, and I'm so glad they're here. I wish I could celebrate right now. On tap, they've got a on the green German Pilsner. It just sounds like it hit the spot. Cruising Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Veterans for Life Foundation, Veterans for Life Racing, InVets. I'm a Hoosier. So grateful for what they do. Jam Printing and Promotions, McConey Setup Shop, V Speed. You guys do a great job. Super entertaining. Thank you.
All right. Well, there you have it. Craig Bontrager, you're a third place finisher here tonight. And that's going to do it for us in this one.